between two conflicting estimates. Somebody is lying.
Okay, my boys and girls, I wanted to learn a little bit about cancel culture today. So what I went ahead and did is I did a little search. And now we're going to go online, my nieces and nephews, my nibblings, and we're going to look up something about some, I don't know, I just typed in cancel culture, and this is one of the articles I found. Okay, Facebook accused of canceling advertising for CancelCon event starring Ben Shapiro, Dennis Prager. Whoa, they're canceling the cancel cons. It's just kind of even more proof that they're getting canceled. Goodness me, let's read into this. Okay, political documentary last year at the box office, and Young Americans Foundation, a conservative youth organization. Justin Folk, the director of No Safe Spacers. Wow, they just don't like safe spaces. You know, that's a real. I feel like that's a conservative neoliberal kind of deal.
And I'm the teenager
Let's listen.
My name is Nick Sandman, and I'm the teenager who was defamed by the media after an encounter with a group of protesters on the steps of the Lincoln Memorial last year. I found myself face to face with Nathan Phillips and other professional protesters looking to turn
professional protesters. That's his little code word to be like these Native American people who he was getting in their face, or they were having them pay. They were paid. You're not paid. You're not paid. Somehow you're just doing your thing. No one paid you to come to that. Did they pay for your tickets, or did you come to the RNC on your own dime? I'm just curious. Want to know.
Turn me into the latest poster child showing why Trump is bad.
Also, you're putting your face up to be the poster child. Who asked you to? I mean, you don't even look like you don't even look like you're 18, homie. So why don't you just stay at home? Like, what are you really proving right now by coming out and showing? How are you getting, first of all, how are you getting canceled by being on TV when most people don't ever get on TV? Most people ain't going to be on TV, get to talk about their message. But you see how conservatives do it? They're crying about being canceled while he's on national TV. What the heck is that? Like, again, that's why you don't argue with these people. Like, would you argue with someone who's like, I'm being canceled while on national TV? You know, real people who just don't, everyday people who don't get to ever say anything, no one cares, and you're the one crying, the one with the national platform. So let me use my platform, this national stage, to cry about myself. Some nobody teenager who we're all going to forget very soon. That's what I care about, is my own cancellation. Wow. They're like starting him really young to play cry victim. Cry victim. Okay, yes, we're all canceling you on national broadcasts where everyone can see your face. Absolutely.
Well, the media portrayed me as an aggressor with a relentless smirk on my face. In reality, the video confirms I was standing with my hands behind my back and an awkward smile on my face that hid two thoughts. One, don't do anything that might further agitate the man banging a drum in my face. And two, I was trying to follow a family friend's advice. Never to do anything to embarrass your family, your school, or your community.
I don't know. I would say going on national television to cry about cancel culture, you're absolutely doing something to embarrass your family, school, and community. But it doesn't matter because you have no shame. So who cares? So cry on, because the man, you know what happens. You know what they say, right? A man bangs a drum in your face, and then the next thing you know, you're getting gang raped. That's what happens. That's the progression. So it's a good thing he didn't agitate him further. The elder man, the elder native man banging a drum. I watched the video. That motherfucker looked hella scary. He looked like he's gonna hold you down on the ground, pin you down for some loving you didn't want. Yeah, he really looked like the type to really escalate it beyond beating a drum. Absolutely. Again, crying. Let's make up this threat that this old elderly man. He's talking about an elderly man banging a drum. This is who's canceling him, the Native American community. Because he cares so much about the opinion of that community and their cancellation of him.
What I thought was a strange encounter quickly developed into a major news story, complete with video footage. My life.
I know, complete with video footage.
Changed forever in that one moment. The full war machine of the mainstream media revved up into attack mode. They did so without researching the full video of the incident.
I want him to say a quote of what the media said about him, because if the media attacked him so hard, like what did they say about you? Like, you should read some quotes of the worst things that they said about you that are slanderous and untrue. I want to hear what they said that is categorically untrue, and the lies that the war machine spread on you. Don't use hyperbolic language. No, not necessary, mate. I'm super. I understand just regular words. If you say, "Hey, the mainstream media said this about me and it's not true. They also said this about me and it's not true." Super easy to understand. You don't actually need to be a poet. Actually, you can be a very, very straightforward human. You don't need to add any hyperbolic, the war machine of the new. You don't need to add any of that. If your argument is compelling enough, we will add those hyperbolic languages for ourselves. We'll empathize with where you're coming from and be mad for you. But so you don't actually, if you just used your finite amount of time on television to explain exactly what the problem with the mainstream media is, then we could fight together. But instead, it just kind of looks like you're just, oh, fake news.
Without ever investigating Mr. Phillips' motives, or without ever asking me for my side of the story. And do you know why? Because the truth was not important. Advancing their anti-Christian, anti-conservative, anti-Donald Trump narrative was all that mattered.
Again, he's given us no quotes of anything. Again, this is always what they do, right? They don't talk about what happened. He's talking more about his feelings. Oh, the media are advancing an he has no empirical evidence for this, although he may or may not be true, but he's not going to ever present any evidence to why he believes that they're advancing an anti-Christian, anti-conservative. Basically, because they attacked him personally, because of his personal feelings, that now ties into an anti-Christian, anti-conservative, anti-Donald Trump narrative, because him. He's the spark plug for all this. And now they're canceling him, person who we've never met before this incident and we will soon forget afterwards.
And if advancing their narrative ruined the reputation and future of a teenager from Covington, Kentucky?
Again, if you actually just didn't go on TV, we'd have forgotten about you long ago. You're putting yourself back into the narrative, right? Like we were gonna forget about you, little Kentucky. No one cares about Covington, Kentucky. You're literally trying to rep for Covington, Kentucky by saying it. No one would even remember where it was. If you really were like wanting to be a kid and go back, no, watch this kid in the future try to turn this thing into more than what it is and into a political career. Oh, this old Native American man got in my face, and that's when I realized conservatism was the shit, because he had a drum and I was so scared. I was peeing my pants, and then the media attacked me because I didn't know what he was gonna do. He was banging a drum in my face, so I just said nothing because I didn't obviously I couldn't walk away and just move away from him. I'm a white man. I would never do that. So I'm going to stand there. Again, if I was really scared of agitating the men, don't move away. Don't walk away, because we've all been around people who are scary. We don't stand next to them and get in there and stay in their face, right? If I was really scared of someone, why would I stay in their face? Right, because he was standing in his face trying to be hard on an old man, because again, look at this kid. He has no respect for his elders. You think his parents taught him how to respect an elder person? No, they taught him how to not embarrass himself, which he went and did. But they didn't teach you, hey, have respect for your elders. If an elder's upset, just get out of his face. Let him have his little moment. He's old. You're young. The world is yours for the youth. You got more life on this earth for him. Just let him have his little moment and get out of his face. No, because you're a white man, you're like, oh, any affront to me, and I got to stand there and get in his face. And then afterwards, because the media didn't like the narrative, you didn't like the media narrative, starting to cry and be like, I was scared. That's what they always cry at the end. Oh, I was so scared of the man banging the drum. And now I'm being canceled from Covington, Kentucky. Oh my God, what a advertisement for yourself.
Well, so be it. That would teach him not to wear a MAGA hat. I learned what was happening to me had a name.
Here, you should explain how how you are going to make America great again. I wish you could explain that. He can't explain shit, but he can complain a lot. I can complain, but I cannot explain. I can name call, but I cannot explain. This is a white supremacist all over. I can name call, I can't explain shit. I can cry and cry and cry about an old man with a drum, but I can't actually state a policy that would connect to a cancel culture. What legally is being done to cancel you? Oh, the media didn't ran a bad story on me, and now I'm canceled. What, were you an actor? Were you in some movie? Were you the star of your school play or something? Were you the quarterback on the team or the basketball team or something like this? And now you being canceled has affected all that? Were you going to go to some 4-year school and now is being canceled? And now do you think a 4-year admission board is going to look at this video and be like, oh, he's certainly learned his lesson, blaming the mainstream media and blaming everyone and taking zero responsibility? You know, in this, he'll never take any responsibility for any part of it. He's just a complete victim attacked by the media.
It was called being canceled, as in annulled, as in revoked, as in made void.
Okay, and he's trying to, then now what he's trying to do by saying those statements so close to Christianity, he's trying to say, oh, Christianity's being canceled, Donald Trump's being canceled, conservatives he's trying to make the connection. And again, boom, fight the culture war, race war. He wants it, he loves it. Tim Pool would love this kind of nonsense. Antifa, oh, the far left. Oh,
canceled is what's happening to people around this country who refuse to be silenced by the far left. Many are being fired, humiliated, or even threatened. And often...
Fired? What are you, frickin' 16, bro? What are you getting fired from, the Dairy Queen, dog? Oh, it's so... that's the sad part. This is the part of me that, like, you shouldn't... This is kind of abusive to children. Like, you shouldn't have young people out in the media spotlight taking arrows and slings and arrows just because you want to further your conservative platform. This little Nicholas, whatever this knucklehead's name is, he should just go be a kid and not be in the spotlight. But his parents, his community, the GOP is like, no, that's cool. Be a little kid and show them you can start crying as a white man very, very early. And you can get on national TV crying about being canceled. I have literally no other talents that I've displayed here today. All I've done is cried about being canceled. I can't even I'm barely at the age where I would even have a job. And whatever. Like, again, was he getting canceled from the McDonald's or the DQ that he works at? Oh no, people are getting fired. He's losing his livelihood. What is this kid paying his own rent? Or is he living at home with his parents? But they have no shame. This is, again, he's like, oh, the one thing I learned is not to embarrass myself. No, you didn't learn not to embarrass yourself. Conservatives don't care about embarrassing. You think Donald Trump cares about embarrassing? You think this fool has shame where it's like, oh, wow, I shouldn't have said that. He never does that.
The media is a willing participant. But I would not be canceled. I fought back hard to expose the media for what they did to me, and I won a personal victory. And one more thing.
Again, a personal victory. This is all about him. This whole video is about him. I beat the media. I won the personal victory. I'm a winner in the culture war. Culture warrior. Culture warrior. I don't want to live no. I don't know. I'm singing. I'm like coming up with the theme song for the culture warriors. Fighting the SJW.
Let's make America great again.
Oh, he's making a statement. So, as we can see, this is the tragedy of cancel culture in America. We see this young man, this young man, all he was doing was trying to, I don't know. He didn't really say anything that he was doing. He's just basically talking about himself and how we're all canceling him, and that's clearly not a good thing, because you don't want to cancel him because he's got a lot to contribute to. I don't know. Anyway, so that's one aspect of cancel culture, and as you can see, it's clearly a real thing that we all need to be shaking in our boots for. All right, thank you for watching, my lovers. We'll talk to you soon.